Let's get started.
Okay, folks, this is Mr. Moore here, introducing you to the CNC, and we can do cool projects like this one, a coaster or this is basically almost a 5 or 6 inch square block with images and text of your choice. First, you program the CNC using Carbide Create. Send that file over to the router here, this DeWalt router. This is our CNC, and that allows you to digitally control the V-bit, which is this cutting bit underneath, to make all kinds of really cool shapes and patterns. So I hope you enjoy watching this instructional video and pay attention as we go through each and every step. Pause, rewind as needed, and let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for watching. Okay, a couple of tips here for starting a woodshop project on the CNC is to measure the stock piece of wood that you're using so that you can enter those values into Carbide Create. This block is 6 inches by 5.5 inches tall, 6 inches wide by 5.5 inches tall, and it is 3/4 of an inch depth or thickness here. So you need to enter those values into Carbide Create. I'll show you how to do that next.
Oh, that's real good.
Okay, come over to the computer side, make sure it's on. We're looking at Carbide Create. Double click on that icon. It'll take a moment to load up. And then when you get this view, you need to do setup. That's the gearbox. You see me up on the gearbox here, setup. Click in there. And then you have your stock size, which in this case was 6 inches. 6 inches width, 5.5 inches height, and then 0.75 or 3/4 of an inch thickness. That's the Z. Keep the zero height at the bottom. That's going to be the bottom of your wood block will be the Z height. You need to have that set up so the cutting blade knows which end is which. So just leave that at bottom. I always like the toolpath 0 to be at the lower left, so just leave those. This material is actually going to be softwood. Doesn't matter too much. We're using the Shapeoko 3, so make sure that's selected. Retract height, 0.15 inches, 0.015 inches about right. So just stick with something along those lines and enter that value. Okay. Next thing you'll want to do is make sure your wood is fastened. Your wood block is fastened securely in the cutting area. Here we are on the cutting side of the equipment. The CNC router is right here. We do need to have our stock securely fastened in the lower corner here with these cams. So use the pegboard, and there's a toolbox. This little black shoebox has some shims that you can use to make sure that your project is securely fastened. So basically you gotta tighten that in and use as many shims as it takes to get this to cam over. Might have to use another one here. Yeah, like that. Make sure nothing's moving and that is secure. Okay.
Oh, that's real good.
Okay, once you have your stock size set in Carbide Create, it is time to move on and get images in your background and overlay that with text. I'll show you the image library first. It's up in the top left-hand corner here under Library. Make sure you're in the Design tab. Show Library. And now you have a searchable, categorized list of choices, themes, animals, holidays, seasonal things to choose from, a wide assortment. And I wanted to come down, try something here. Searching around. I want to try this one. No. Something a little bit more open on my design here. Put a simple heart. This sizes to your stock. And then I'm going to enter some text. Now, if you want to resize this, you can. You will have to select it like that, and then you can scale that image later. And I will do that once I get my text in place. So far, this looks pretty good. Oh, actually, that's too big. My stock is underneath it, so let's scale it now. So I have to select this image, select the whole thing. Once everything is selected, it shows up in orange, and the scale or transform tools will appear. Scale is where you have these arrows crossing, and you can simply drag the corner and it will scale both axes at the same time, so it'll keep proportions. I'll take this and drag this center box back into my stock. So you want to keep everything fitting inside your project design here. So I'll say done, and now I have an image located up in here. All right, so I think I want to fit view to stock. If you ever get lost on your project, if you go to View tab and fit view to stock, your stock will be back on the middle of the screen where you want it. I'm going to go ahead and enter some text inside this. You can select different fonts. This dancing script is what I'll start with today. Just type in the text in the top box, replace that. Do something for Valentine's Day and see how this looks. I will have to move this over and see if it works in our, I might go ahead and see how this, I might put 2 lines of text in, but let me go ahead and say done here. And I should be able to move this. So transform or move will allow me to just grab this whole thing and put it back into my design. You can also scale it as we did earlier. Once, if it's selected, you have to select the whole thing here. Be careful what you select. You can also manually scale this and bring it up in size slightly. Okay, so I've got my text and an image together. Next thing I need to do is create tool paths. I'll show you that in the next clip. Okay, welcome back everyone. I wanted to show you this kind of the bonus round of our Carbide Create demo. What I did is I took the original text and broke it into 2 separate text boxes and resized those so they would be bigger. I think this looks better, it's more balanced. And what I'll do is create new tool paths with this new design and show you how to do it. So that is the new design. Work my way out from the middle and do the tool paths for the text by using the advanced V-carve. Oh, it doesn't have anything selected, so I need to go back and go ahead and select over the text. Be careful what you select on, and it highlights those in orange. I'm going to use my advanced V-carve, and it says if I confirms what I want, use current selection, put that in. Confirm that you are using, there's 2 vectors selected, the top and the bottom. Leave out the pocket tool and only use the V-bit. With a 60-degree V-bit is already installed. We're starting at 0 depth and going down to 0.2 or 0.2. That is an advanced V-carve toolpath. Accept it and say yes, it likes that. And then I want to come up and select this area here for my next, I don't know how much of the project I need to select to get it to take. Maybe the whole thing. Whoops. Edit, redo. So that is my first toolpath. I want the whole, actually I can just select the whole thing. Let me go back. Select the whole thing. The right mouse allows you to change the view by dragging things around. The left mouse button is what I want. Selecting the whole project. It's selecting the text again, but I'm going to go ahead and put it in. Select. It looks like it's selecting all of this. So I will put it in. I see that it's selected the letters and the blue is the cutting path. All right, let's go ahead and accept it. And I want to save those tool paths in this file, confirm. It's overwriting the last file that I had. I will try opening up the file we just created in Carbide Motion in order to cut it. It needs to connect to the printer or the cutter in that case. So let's do that. On the screen you'll see that it needs a file to cut. So it's prompting us with that green button to load the file. Here we go. That is the file, the last one that we worked on. At the top, double click. It loads it very quickly. Gives us the cut time, the stock size, tools. The V-bit is listed there. To view it, we go through and confirm that that is our top view, our front view, and our ISO view from the angle. That looks good. I'll select done, and we will initialize the machine. Make sure the router is doing what it's supposed to do. You make sure that the clamps are low and there's nothing sticking up in the cutting area. It's wanting us to start the job, so I will click on that. Again, you have to confirm it by pushing start job twice. It's going to get loud as soon as that cutting bit turns on, so make sure you have your ear protection ready. Something like this. Eye protection too. It says okay. Make sure you have the proper bit. It's already there. You have to turn on the spindle. The switch for the spindle is here. It's going to get loud. Let's take a look at our job. I think that came out nicely. We've got good cuts all the way around. I really like how the wood grain plays nicely to this project. And from here, we could paint and sand. We could stain, seal. There's so many different ways we could finish this. Be sure to make sanding all the way around to finish this off. Take pride in what you do here. The CNC is a great tool to use to put any personal touches on your woodworking. I hope you've learned from this, and make sure to let me know if you have any questions regarding the use of this really important machine. Thanks for watching.